Hey, what's up? This is Adam Richmond, and you are listening to STS Radio.
Are you ready?
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Welcome to STS Radio.
You just wait and see how far we're gonna go.
Because regular radio fucking sucks.
New year, new episode of STS Radio. Welcome aboard, everybody. My name is Andrew Moss. With me, as always, Bruce Gates.
Hey.
Hey.
How's it going, man?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good holiday. How about yourself?
Very, very good, I must say. Yeah. Quiet and nice.
Yeah, all things considered.
Yeah, all things considered, indeed.
Yeah. What the hell? Let's start with Let's start with Christmas for a little bit, and then we'll just kind of work into what happened.
Yeah. Because we had plans for Christmas, sort of.
We kind of did. They were I think it was for the 26th, and then that kind of got shot down a little bit, and then we were gonna do New Year's Day, and then shit happened. So, so how was the Christmas overall, sir?
Pretty good. I mean, there's some shit that went down on this end over here, but all is more or less well, I think. So, I mean, aside from a few kind of crazy instances medically, thankfully not with myself, but unfortunately with people that I'm close to, including yourself.
Yeah.
Aside from all of that, not bad. Really not bad. It was very hectic, but all in all, really can't complain too much. Because, I mean, ultimately everybody kind of came together and made the best out of it, so it was really kind of nice after all is said and done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. It was kind of weird, because it was December 20th, I was having, these really, really bad stomach pains. And, I couldn't sit down, I couldn't stand up, I really couldn't do anything comfortably. Earlier that day, I was up around, I was moving around, I was like, yeah, this is great, let's go fucking do this. I get back to the house and pretty much, just doubled over in pain. I'm like, this fucking blows.
Damn.
And normally me, I'm just like, you know what, man, whatever it is. I'd felt a pain like that maybe 2 weeks prior. And, I was just like, all right, you know what, fuck it, maybe it's something something that I ate didn't agree with me or whatnot. Who knows, I'll probably just shit my brains out and everything will be, fucking kosher.
Mm-hmm.
And, the next day it was, but this Sunday the 20th, I was just like, I don't want this fucking pain to happen again. Fuck this, I'm gonna go get it checked out.
Mm-hmm.
So, thankfully there was a walk-in clinic that was open. So, they're like, okay, well, we need to figure out what's going on with you. We need to take a blood test. I'm like, all right, do what you gotta do, but this fucking painful.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, we need you to sit down on the little stretcher thing here. I'm like, I can't fucking sit down without being in pain. I'm hunched over. I'm like, this is probably as comfortable as I'm gonna get. They're like, all right. So they fuck off. They go do the blood test and whatnot, and eventually they come back, and doctor says, well, okay, you have high functions on your liver here, and here, and usually when there's a higher function of the liver going on in these areas. Usually what that means is, best case scenario, you have a minor case of hepatitis. Which...
I just heard Chris in the background.
Yeah, I know.
It was just poor timing.
I know.
Best case, you have a case of hepatitis. Yeah! Seriously.
So,
anyway.
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, so best case scenario, you have a minor case of hepatitis, which, it's a virus, you clear it up with a couple pills. And you'd be good for, in about a week.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, well, what about worst case scenario? It says worst case scenario, you've got gallstones, and you'd have to have your gallbladder removed. Now, I'm shitting a fucking brick here because I don't have health. I don't have medical coverage or anything like that because I can't fucking afford it.
Right.
So, my dad and I would go to the hospital because we're like, well, fuck, we got to get this fixed, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure that waterfall out when we get to it. So I gotta tell Chris to shut up because I can hear him now.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
Fuck it. So we go to the hospital, and they're like, okay, well, we don't know if you have gallstones unless we do an ultrasound. I'm like, okay, I guess let's do it. So they put me on a stretcher, and they're like, all right, well, here's a few things. We're gonna give you just something for the pain because they, again, they're like, well, we need you to lay down on a stretcher. I'm trying to watch a football game. I'm laying down. I'm sitting down. I'm like on the floor, on my knees and whatnot, and I cannot get fucking comfortable.
Jesus.
So they're like, well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is the pain? I said it's about a fucking 8 right now. So they said, all right, well, let's get you something for the pain at least. So they come back and they hook up the IV and whatnot, and they're like, all right, well, what we're just gonna do, we're just gonna give you a little bit of morphine. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, this is gonna be either the greatest time of my life or this is gonna really suck and I'm gonna have to apologize a lot. So
it's a good thing your dad drove you in, huh? Shit.
Oh yeah. So
imagine if you had taken yourself and you had to be hit with morphine, you'd be like, fuck, how am I gonna get home? Am I gonna Uber myself home or something?
Yeah. Well, no, I'd have to call up somebody and just be like, hey, what are you doing right now? You're not gonna.
I'm watching Jesus build the pyramids right now.
You're not
gonna. But I need you to come pick me up.
You're not gonna believe this, but I am fucking high. Can you come and pick me up at the hospital? So I'm high on fucking morphine now, and they're just like, they're wheeling the fucking, they're like, all right, well, we gotta get you back on the cart the way we can wheel you around. I'm like, well, I can still walk and whatnot, but they're like, well, it's precaution. I'm like, all right, whatever. I get down on the bed and whatnot, and they start wheeling me around. I'm like, oh shit, this thing is awesome. Can I take one of these home? They're like, you're funny, sir. Thank you. So, I got my head like tilted up so I can at least like see what's going on, so I'm not staring at the damn ceiling the whole time. I'm seeing there's people running around. There's like people like just walking around and whatnot. And I got my fist up in the air like, move it. Sorry guys. Oh, yeah. Sorry guys. I didn't plan for this.
Oh my gosh. You would.
Yeah, I did. I'm just like, all right, I'm in a bad situation. I might as well make the best of it and try and make myself laugh.
You're like the Patch Adams, only you're like the patient,
Don't compare me to that movie. Please don't.
I've never actually seen it, but...
Yeah, it's not good. Anyways.
So you were tugboating around the hospital.
Yep, I was tugboating around the hospital. They put me in this waiting area and whatnot, and then they finally bring me into the room to have the ultrasound. And I was like, all right, let's go do this thing. So they wheel me in there, and they're like, all right, well, we need to put you on your side because your gallbladder is like right over on this area of your stomach. I'm like, all right, fucking wee. And I just kind of look back, and I'm like, I'm gonna tell you the same thing Doris Roberts told me. She's like, well, who the hell's Doris Roberts? I'm like, everybody loves Raymond, the mother. She's like, oh, okay, the older lady. Okay. I'm like, I was hooking her up to a microphone for this women's conference thing that she was doing at this hotel in Connecticut, and I'm gonna tell you the same thing that she told me, which was, don't tell anybody how fat my ass is. She just kind of chuckles. She's like, don't even worry, sir. Like,
oh my god.
Which I took as like, oh my god, she does think my ass is fat. Has she not?
That bitch.
Like, what the hell?
How very passive aggressive of her.
I came here for help. I didn't come here to be insulted.
She's like, that's all right, sir. It's apparent. You're like, hey, as you're passing out.
Yay. Hey.
You wake up, you don't remember it.
Just wake up, I'm like, hey.
That chick brings you pudding, and you're like, you're my best friend. She's like, whatever, fat ass. She walks out. You're like, what?
Like, wait a minute, was it? Oh god, there's more of you. Yeah.
So this was just for the ultrasound, or
this was just for the ultrasound, yeah.
Shit.
So
Well, I guess they had to put you on morphine to get you comfortable enough to lay down and do the ultrasound.
Yeah, because I mean, if I'm in a lot of pain, I'm not going to be fucking cooperative or anything. So they're like, all right, let's give them something to at least like dull the pain and whatnot. Because I mean, it just felt like I was continuously being kicked in the fucking gut with somebody wearing like metal boots. I don't know how they would lift, I don't know how somebody would be able to lift those boots off the ground to kick me in the fucking gut. But hey, you know, metaphor's a metaphor, sir.
Just roll with it.
Yeah, just work with me on this.
All right, I got the boots. All right, no problem.
All right, I got boots. And... So she does the ultrasound. Like 20 minutes later, she says, yep, looks like you have gallstones right here, here, and here. I'm like, oh.
Oof.
I'm like, well, fuck. She's like, yeah, there's one that's like blocking the track right now, and I learned a lot about the gallbladder that fucking those few days that I was in the hospital.
Oh, I bet.
So like, well, you know, do you know what the gallbladder does? I was like, no, Dr. House, please tell me. They're like, all right, well, you know, it's attached to the liver right here, and what it does is it secretes bile, which helps break down, you know, fatty foods for digestion and whatnot. And I'm like, all right, that's kind of interesting. They're like, yeah, we have to cut it out. I'm like, well, fuck me. They're like, oh, it's only slightly more useful than your appendix. I'm like, what the shit then? Why do I have them? Like, intelligent design my ass. Oh, you can live without these. Don't worry about it. We'll just give them to you anyways.
Nah, you don't need those extra bones or organs or... Nah, fuck it. You don't need any of that shit.
Yeah, fuck it. You're just going to be a lump of flesh. There you go.
Yeah.
Have a nice life. Yeah, so doctor comes in and says, yeah, you know, it looks like you have gallstones that are they're blocking this area that's, you know, secreting the bile and whatnot, and it's getting backed up. There's some inflammation there. So they said, basically, we're going to cut out your gallbladder tomorrow morning. It's still like Sunday night. So I'm like, oh, fucking cool. Like, I'll be able to go home on Monday. I'll still get out before Christmas. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, all right, you know, we're just going to, obviously, we'll keep you here overnight and whatnot. I'm just like, is there any way I can just go home and then come back tomorrow for the surgery? They're like, well, no, we want to keep you here just for observation and whatnot. I'm like, well, fuck me.
Damn.
I'm like, shit. All right. Like,
so you went in to get checked out and ended up staying.
Yep.
Man.
So the next day comes, and like, yeah, we're gonna be doing it probably tomorrow morning. So you know, we'll get the gallbladder right out of you. I'm like, all right, fucking fair enough. You know, because I'm still like, you know, at least it'll be a short stay. That'll you know, cut the bill down quite a bit. So they come in tomorrow morning, then you know the next morning, and they're like, hey, you know, how's your pain? I'm like, there's none at all actually right now. They're like, oh, all right. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna move you further down the list of surgeries because there are other people here that need that same surgery. Since you're not in any pain, we're gonna put those that do have pain above you. That way we can, you know, help them out first. I'm like, all right, fair enough, man.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but is then there the prospect that you might not be home for Christmas then at that point?
Well,
like since you got bumped?
I don't know. Like that, I'm still not, you know, focused on that. I'm just more focused on like, okay, well, what's gonna happen? Like, what's going on with the doctors? Like, well, the doctor's on call right now. I'm like, fucking, what the shit, man? All right, whatever. Fucking, let's do this, I guess. So they said, the other news is basically, since you have gallstones, before we can take it out, we have to go in there and basically like clean it out first, and then we can go in there and cut it out. You know, because we don't want any stones left in your system or anything like that, because that would cause you even more pain and that would be even more problems.
Was it not possible for them to have cleaned it out but left the gallbladder in place?
It was, but they're like, you know, chances are this is going to happen again, so we're just going to cut the gallbladder out.
All right.
So like, you know, because fuck it, we don't want this happening again. Do you? I was like, not really. I was like, I got better shit to do than this. So they scheduled me for scoping part, which is what they called it first.